You want to show up as the same person in each and every situation. Sure, if you're in a courtroom, you're going to be a little bit more formal. You're at a networking event, you're going to be a little bit more casual. You're at your kid's baseball game, you're going to be even more casual. But it's important to be the same person to build that trust and authority. And what gets to happen is you get to step on that stage and know that you're wearing the right thing, as opposed to stepping on the stage and being like, I didn't wear these shoes before and I didn't break them in. I hope I don't trip.
Welcome back to our Happy Rainmaker video series where point one can make a difference. I'm really lucky to be joined today by Melanie Lippman, who's a personal branding expert who is really helpful to a lot of the attorneys that I've met. Thank you so much for being with us today, Melanie.
Pleasure to be here.
So it's not really just about, the superficial, like I want to go shopping and buy a new outfit. Wardrobe is important to your career too, right?
There was just a new study released by Princeton, and that opinions are formed now in 1/10 of a second. So when I went through my training 10 years ago as an image coach, I was told 7 seconds. But now with our phones that we could quickly swipe, we want to make sure that we're capturing people's attention and in a good way, because we live in a judgmental society. Attorneys' jobs are to collect data and really read the room. So attorneys know more than anyone that people are going to form opinions, and ensuring that your wardrobe is crafting the message that you want to be crafting is super, super important, just because our brains are fighting for attention. So we want to make sure that we're using your wardrobe as a tool, because people are noticing your presence, how you are put together, the effort that you put in before you can even say, hey, I went to Harvard Law School, or I work with this huge client. They're already either checked in or checked out with you.
So, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. And I follow you on LinkedIn, and I know you did a post on what would you do if you saw a lawyer wearing a wrinkled suit or scuffed shoes or something like that. And that sounds like that's a matter of being pulled together and making the correct impression. But it's not only making sure you don't have wrinkles and making sure your shoes are polished. You talk a lot about not blending into the wall or the background and being, you know, taking up space and making your presence known. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
We want people to be magnetized to us, and we want people to want to be intrigued by us and not be like, oh, she's just someone in a boring, black blazer. Let's move on and see who there is to speak about. So really using your wardrobe as a tool to not only project confidence, to create, some sort of be memorable, be remarkable, and all of that. It really is important to make sure that your clothes are enhancing every single thing that you stand for. And besides just oh, she's interesting, the other message that we're really sending out with our clothes is, can I trust her? And I'm sure that they are 1,000,000% capable of doing that job. But if your wardrobe isn't, let's say you're someone who's saying like, oh, I love innovation and I am a forward thinker, but you're wearing a black blazer, someone's like, you know what? 1 + 1 does not equal 2 here. Like, you're saying that, but I'm not getting that message here. You kind of look like everyone else. So the most important thing actually for an attorney is to build trust and authority through your wardrobe, because people are going to be like, you know what? I don't trust this person. I don't know why, but I just don't get a good feeling. So using your wardrobe to amplify it's really important. And the way that we do this, and the way that I do this with my clients, is by developing their own personal brand that takes their guesswork out of what do I wear in these specific situations. So it's not about like, oh, I have to go, spend 7 hours figuring out what I'm going to wear to speak on this stage. It's like, no, let's figure out I wear XYZ when I'm presenting on this topic.
That makes a lot of sense. And I've heard a lot of stories about people doing last minute shopping and having things delivered to the hotel where they're going to be speaking, or spending a lot of time and money right before getting ready for a conference. But it sounds like you think that's sort of a waste of time and you should have a plan ahead of time.
1,000,000%. Because number one, most of my clients before working me end up doing the panic shopping thing. And you know what they're always buying? Same things that they already own. They're just rebuying it, right? And then what ends up happening is you have a closet full of like one hit wonders that have no rhyme or reason, and they don't speak to your brand. You want to show up as the same person in each and every situation. Sure, if you're in a courtroom, you're going to be a little bit more formal. You're at a networking event, you're going to be a little bit more casual. You're at your kid's baseball game, you're going to be even more casual. But it's important to be the same person to build that trust and authority. And what gets to happen is you get to step on that stage and know that you're wearing the right thing, as opposed to stepping on the stage and being like, I didn't wear these shoes before and I didn't break them in. I hope I don't trip. Like, you want to be to speak to your topic with authority and know that you're wearing the right thing, as opposed to being like last minute Nelly and I may not have gotten it right.
Right. And in that situation, you're feeling maybe physically uncomfortable and it's coming across differently to that potential client who doesn't trust you enough and doesn't think, maybe you're uncomfortable because your advice won't be good instead of because your shoes hurt.
Yeah, it's really doing this work and having just a planned out, this is what I wear in this situation, this is my go to outfit, takes away any of the friction that you may feel when it comes to speaking on stages, being on panels, and going to conferences.
That makes a lot of sense. So, anybody who has watched this video and identifies with it can probably look at the resources that we're going to put up with the video and reach out to you. I know that you have a lot of great stuff on LinkedIn, on your website, and you're doing some stuff with bar associations, you're doing some programs and speaking engagements. So, look out for Melanie and let her help your wardrobe be frictionless. Thank you.